Should I hand it over to you, Dhiren sir, after making live?
Can't hear you, sir.
Yeah, give it to Dr. Shilpa.
Okay. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Spiritual Saturday. For further proceedings, I'll hand it over to Dr. Shilpa. Over to you, Dr. Shilpa.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of OrthoTV and Jeevan Vidya Mission. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Tushar Agarwal, Dr. Dhiren Ganjwala, Dr. Hetal Chiniwala, and Dr. Ashok for giving us this opportunity to be with you. And in this episode, we are having a series of talks by Mr. Pralhad Pai about mind, power of mind, how we can regulate our mind so that we can control our actions. Last time, we spoke about the difference between mind and soul, how we can steady our mind, how we can be mindful, how we can stay in the present moment. And now we are going to take it further and understand what is karma. How does karma affect our life? Can we have control over our actions or karma so that we can truly be the architects of our own life and the architects of our own destiny? Okay. So, like I had said before, the philosophy of Jeevan Vidya was founded by Sadhguru Shri Vamanrao Pai with the intention of making common people realize the power that lies within ourselves. This philosophy was made easier and in a language that we understand, the corporate language, by Mr. Pralhad Vamanrao Pai. Mr. Pralhad Pai is an IITian himself and has done MBA from Jamnalal Bajaj and higher studies in quality education from Japan. And he speaks to us about applications of Jeevan Vidya so we can be truly in control of our life. So without further ado, over to Mr. Pralhad Pai.
Shilpa, you
Yes,
can
sir.
pray. You can pray also.
Yes, sir. O God, bless all with health and wealth. Bless all with money and harmony. O God, bless all with peace and bliss. Bless all with wisdom and your devotion. Thank you, Dada.
Thank you, Dr. Shilpa. And I bow down to Sadhguru Sri Vamanrao Pai and my mother. And I welcome you all. I thank Dr. Dhiren Ganjawala, Dr. Tushar Agrawal, Dr. Hital, and Dr. Neeraj. So I thank all of you, and I'm thanking OrthoTV also for giving me this opportunity to talk to you on spirituality. Today we are going further now because last two sessions we discussed about the mind and mind management. What is the power of mind and how to manage this mind. So these two sessions we have completed. Now we are going further now, and we are going to discuss the doctrine of karma. So in this session, I am planning to take law of karma, then what is the pap punya, effect of pap punya on our life, and how to replenish the punya. All these topics in detail I am going to discuss with you today. And next topic will be on Sanchit-Prarabdh-Kriyaman. So this is totality. In totality, I am going to give you map of your life. See, we must have a map in present so that we can always work accordingly, do all our activities accordingly, and be successful and happy in our life. So whole purpose of our living this life is to become happy. That is I think everybody's goal is to become happy. So let us go in detail now about the karma. What is the law of karma? I think everybody knows law of karma. because everybody has heard about it from the childhood. As you sow, so you shall reap. Then action, and for every action there is a reaction, or you can say for every cause there is an effect. For every effect there is a cause. So cause and effect relationship and action reaction we have heard many times. But I am going to give some minor or major, I can say, not minor, major uh, insights on this law of karma. So some of the things you may be knowing, but some of the things you may find a little bit different. But just try to listen to me, and I will explain everything. In law of physics, we say action and reactions are equal and opposite. That is a law of physics. That is, it is for physical objects. It is for physical objects. That means if you throw a ball on the wall, the same ball will come back immediately to you. Or if you press something on the table, you will also feel the pressure that is from the table. So you are putting the pressure on the table and table is pushing you back. So that is what is happening with the physical things. Now we are talking about spiritual law of action and reaction. That is for subtle things. Physical thing is a gross thing, and subtle thing is your action, your thought, your action, and your speech. These are the subtle things. So for subtle things, the law is little different. That is what Sadhguru Sri Vamanarapai has specified. What he said, it is not only for every action there will be reaction, but what Jivan Vidya says, that reaction is magnified and multiplied. That is what it is a difference that you have to note, that for every subtle action, the reaction is magnified and multiplied. That is the difference. So how I will give one example. I have shown you in my slide one tree. I have shown you how it is growing from seed to the full tree. That is I have shown you. So karma is a seed, and the karma phal, that is what we say, fruit of the karma, is that is karma phal, what we are talking about. That is what we call reaction, or we can say consequence. So when the seed is a very small thing, but when it becomes a tree, it is growing as a tree. You can see how it grows. First, there is a root, there is a trunk, there are leaves, there are flowers, there are fruits. So a whole big tree is there. So if you see in this process of sowing the seed, you will appreciate that it is magnifying also. It is not only giving for one seed, you are not getting the one fruit. That is not an action reaction here. For one seed, you are getting thousands of fruits. That is a difference between the subtle things and physical things. So here you see that you sow only one seed, that is your action, but there are multiple, it is magnifying, the tree is magnifying, and again it is multiplying also. That means there are multiple flowers, multiple leaves, there are multiple fruits, and in every fruit again there is a seed. That is a mystery, in fact. You can call it the magic. There is only one seed. When you sow it, you find seed in every fruit again, and that seed is disappearing. The original seed disappears and it converts into a big tree now. So here I wanted to just specify that for every action, there is a reaction is magnified and multiplied. That we should understand. So I told you the actions are in the form of three things, that is thoughts, words, and deeds. So we always take action in these three forms. First we think, then we speak, and then we act. So all these three things are always going on. That is our life. Life is nothing but all the time doing some activity, unless we sleep. Otherwise, the whole activities are going on. And that we call as a karma. At the thought level, at the speech level, and at the action level. All the activities what we are doing, they are karma. Generally, it is understood that whatever we do as action, whatever we think, unless we act, it is not action. That is what generally people think. Suppose I think of fighting with you, but till I fight with you, it is not action. That is what generally it is understood, but it is not so. Even if you have got a thought of hatred, a thought of jealousy, that is also action. Afterwards, what you do is something different. That is further. So thought, words, and deeds, all these are action. So you have to be careful. What I want to specify here, you have to be careful in all these activities. So generally, we have got thoughts positive and negative. The thoughts of despair, then anxiety, worries, hatred, and all those thoughts always comes into our mind. And for thinking good, for wishing well for others, that we have to do it with a practice. We have to do consciously. It cannot happen automatically. Then words, when we speak, we condemn people, we criticize people, we taunt people, we do everything, whatever we gossiping we do, but admiring people, appreciating people, speaking good about others, it takes little efforts on our side. Then deeds, automatically we, not everybody, but there are people who deceive people. They make an injustice to the others. They harass people, that you must be seeing in the office also, corporate office also, people are harassing each other. And there are ill treatment to women, that also we observe in many places. But making others happy is, I think it requires special attention. Otherwise, we don't do that. So I have shown you how we think, how you speak, how we do we take the actions. Now, two important points you must understand. When I say there is a reaction for every action, the reaction is inherent in the action itself. I will explain to you how it is. When you sow the mango seed, the fruit mango is within that. It is inherent in that seed only. So you cannot get the seed of something else and you will get the mango. It is not possible. You have to put the seed of the mango only, then only you will get the mango. So reaction is inherent in the action itself. So when you do the action, the reaction is decided. What is the reaction is decided. So you don't, there is no further agency or different, some other agent is doing this, or sometimes we call it somebody upwards, or some God is coming and doing something. It is not that. God is not interfering in your lives at all. It is everything is going by law of nature. It is law. Law is governing everything. Nobody else is giving the justice or injustice to anybody. So reaction is inherent in the seed itself. So when you do the action, it is a seed, and your reaction, your consequences are decided on the basis of that karma. Now, second important thing in this spiritual law, that time taken for the reaction or manifest in our life, it depends on the type of action, and you need appropriate circumstances to get it fructify. I think you understand this. When you sow the seed, it will take time to give the fruit, because some seeds will give fruit after 2 years or 4 months or 10 years or 30 years, depending on the quality of the seed or the type of the fruit. You will get the time required for manifestation. So in the law of karma, the time is not fixed. Time depends on the type of your karma. The type of the karma, that will decide when you will get the reaction. It may be immediate, it may be after some time, it may take more than 10 years also, or it may take more than your lifespan also. So it will be carried forward in future life. So time taken is not fixed. Reaction, we don't know how it is going to be reacted. That's why we are not worried about that. If you know that if you do this, you are going to get this, then you will be a little bit worried and you will be little bit conscious. But now what happened in this law of karma, you don't know what is the karma phal, what is the consequence, we don't know. When you are going to get this, you don't know. So you are little bit uh, lazy and you are not worried about that because you know we'll see further. We'll see afterwards what is going to happen. We are not bothered right now. So that is a important point I wanted to specify here. Second important point is more than action, intent behind it matters more. Intent behind is very important. Intention behind the action is very important. So what is the intention? It can be in three parts. What is your purpose when you do any activity? The activity may be same, action may be same of every individual. But what is the purpose? It is a constructive purpose. It is a purpose of the society. For the society you are doing it. You are doing without any expectations. Or it is a selfish activity. So depending on this purpose of your activity, action, the consequences will be decided. Second thing, whether you are doing it in a sense of duty, responsibility, because some of the actions you have to do it with a sense of duty, because your boss is telling you to do. You have to fire your people because it is decision by management and you are only doing your duty. Correct? Similarly, armed forces, they have to kill other people. They are not doing on their own. It is their duty towards the nation. It is duty, responsibility towards the nation, and that's why they are doing it. Or some actions we are doing knowingly or unknowingly. Many actions we do unknowingly. We don't know that we are doing something, we are harming somebody, or we are doing something good. We don't know sometimes. So there are three types of actions we do. And all these things will decide the consequence. I will give you the medical example only. You do the operation of the patient. This is the activity. Sometimes you do as a charity. You don't take any fees for that. So you are doing without any expectation. And sometimes you do your duty also, even if he is a smuggler or he is a thief, still you do as a human being, you will operate. You will not, as a sense of responsibility. You have to save a life. You are not worried about whose life. That is not your problem. Whose life is not your duty is to save the life. So you will not worry about other things. And sometimes you do knowingly or unknowingly, you make mistakes. You are not doing purposely. It is unknowingly, it happens. You don't know that it has happened. So there are different types of actions depending on the intention. Action may be the same, but the intent behind this, purpose behind this, sense of is different. So depending on that, you will get the consequences. That is sure. So some people call same law of karma. It is discussed in different fashion. That is law of cause and effect. What does that mean? If there is the effect, there must be some cause. That is one part of it. And second part is when there is a cause, there is the effect. So cause and effect, that is what a law says, or cause and consequences. So here there are no miracles in the life. We think it is a miracle because we don't know the cause. But law of karma says that for every effect, there must be a cause. You may know it or you may not know it. That is a different thing. You may not know it, that is okay. But then when you don't know it, you say it is a miracle. That is what we say, it is a miracle because you don't know. But there is a cause. So second word used very popular is a choice. When you make any action, you have got a choice. So you have many choices in every situation. At every moment, you are doing the activity. And for every moment, you have got different choices. So what you act or what you react, both are actions only. If somebody acts on you and you react, that is your action. For him, it is a reaction. For you, it is action. Remember. So whole day or whole life, we are acting and reacting. Both are actions. And every action, you have got a choices. That is very important point I am going to make. We have choices, but we don't select. We don't do any constant decision that time. So what we do it automatically. Our reactions or actions at every moment are automatic because our mind, conditioned mind. I discuss about this, that whatever we think habitually, whatever you do habitually, so habitual thinking, habitual actions will create habit in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind will get conditioned. So you will give conditioned reflex. So whenever somebody insults you, you will get angry. This is your conditional reflex or in conditional response to that action. So there are many things, but there are many options also. There are many choices in every circumstances, every situation, every condition. There are many choices available to you. Now, as a human being or as a because human being has been given the intellect, has been given mind, intellect, everything. So he can definitely choose. Our conscious mind can choose. Our conscious mind can analyze the thing. Our conscious mind can reason out everything. So choosing the right action is our conscious efforts. That we don't do because we always give response. It is a conditional response. Because mind is our condition. Mind is conditioned with our habits. Habitual thinking condition our mind, and accordingly we give the response for every situation. If somebody insults you, you have got choices. You can get offended, you can take it lightly, or you can well wish him for him. It's okay. And you forgive and forget him. So there are many options for you. If somebody insults, somebody appreciates you, there are many options. You get flattered, or you can take it very lightly, or you know that it is not my, I'm not worth for that appreciation. Somebody else has done this work. So there are many options you can think of, and you can accordingly react to the situation. If you get $1 million lottery, how you will react, how you will give response. So everybody's response will be different. So in every situation, in every circumstances, in every condition, I will go further. Every moment, let us go to the moment. Every moment you have got multiple choices, and you are given intellect to select the choice, correct choice. But once you make a choice, then you have no control on all consequences. Consequences are decided once you make a choice. So you have got all the time to decide your choice, but you don't have any control once you take action. So what do we say? Freedom to make a choice. We have got a freedom to make a choice. You need a wisdom to make a correct choice. That is only difference. Your choice, you have a choice, is a freedom for you. It is called free will for you, freedom for you. But wisdom lies in choosing correctly, choosing wisely. There requires wisdom. So you have got an intellect as a faculty, remember. So that intellect is used for gathering knowledge, understanding many things, and become intelligent in that field. So intelligence and wisdom, there is a difference. An intelligent person may not be wise enough. So you may be intelligent in some field. Now you are all orthopedic surgeons, you are MD, MS. So you are very intelligent in your field, but the wisdom is different. It is a different faculty of your intellect. So intellect, one faculty is intelligence, and another faculty is wisdom. Wisdom is to choose what is correct and not correct, to understand what is right and wrong. To choosing between the right and wrong requires the wisdom. So intelligence and wisdom is different. So you have got freedom to make a choice because there are multiple choices. You have got a freedom, but to choose wisely, choose correctly, choose intelligently requires the wisdom. So this is what we call spiritual wisdom. So that's why our name of the course is spiritual wisdom in day-to-day life. So we have to use the wisdom. You're intelligent. Everybody is intelligent in their field, but wisdom is lacking. And wisdom is not normal wisdom that you are wise enough to how to behave and all. Wisdom is spiritual wisdom. For that, you must know little bit of spirituality. Then only you will be able to use this spiritual wisdom nicely and wisely. Now, reaction or karma phal, that is what we call in Sanskrit, karma phal, can be from anywhere. The law of karma is a little different. When you throw a ball will come from the same wall on which we have thrown the ball. But karma phal is not, it can be come from anywhere. If you give everything to your child, good education, good everything, but he may not be come to your help when you become old. But then you will say that so much thing I have done for my children and nobody is now available for me, for my help. They're not doing anything for me. So that is not the case in law of karma. You will get the karma phal. That means you will get the reaction, you will get the fruit of your good actions from anywhere and from anyone. That is for sure. Your action will not get wasted. Your good actions will not get wasted. It is not, will be, you will get the consequences or you will get the reaction, you will get the response from somebody or somewhere. That is for sure. So nothing gets wasted. That you remember. Nothing gets wasted. Whatever action you do, everything you will have to pay for it. Remember, pay means in good respect and bad respect also. So whatever action you take, you will have to pay for that. That you have to remember. You can't get away with that. You have to pay for every action. You have to pay. Only thing, when is not decided. That is decided, but we don't know. That is only because it depends on the action. What is your action? What is the intention? And again, I told you, the right circumstances has to come. If you want to get a child, you have to get married. So that is the right circumstances. Unless you become young, you get married, then only you will get you can give birth to a child. So you have to wait for the appropriate circumstances for getting the consequences of your actions. As I told you, can be at any time. It can take 10 years, 15 years, or next life also. We don't know, depending on your action and depending on your lifespan. If the lifespan is not enough to give all the reaction to your actions, then it will be carried forward to the next life. It can be in any form. If you help somebody monetarily or financially, if you help, you need not get the financial help back. You will get some other help. It may be in some other kind. So it can be in any form, but you will get it. And last but not the least, reaction can be diluted. This is what Jivan Vidya philosophy's difference. What is said, it can be diluted with our interaction. I will discuss about this interaction in the next session. But I just want to say that once you make action, the consequences are decided. That is what I told you in the beginning. But with the spiritual knowledge of Jivan Vidya, we can dilute it. We may not be able to completely wipe off, but we can definitely dilute it with your interaction. That I will discuss further. So, regarding reaction, I made 4-5 points. That is, it can come from anywhere, it can come from anyone, it can come from any time, it can be any time, it can be in any form. And last, I told you, it can be diluted by our interaction. So, this is the mystery of the consequences, because we don't know how the consequences will be. That's why we are not conscious about our action, because we are not worried now, because we don't know what is the reaction, so we are not worried. So, and the last point is reaction to action is inherent. So nobody else is going to come and decide on your consequences. It is automatic. Automatically it is coming out. Reaction will come out. Next is Pap and Punya. There are many misconceptions and misunderstanding about Pap and Punya. What is the Pap and Punya? I have just written down here. When you do any action or karma, it doesn't immediately fructify. It requires some time to fructify. So between this fructification and the action, there is a storage. It has kept in the storehouse, and that is called as a divine bank concept. I'm telling you about divine bank. We are keeping our money in the bank, and whenever we want, we withdraw it. And on our demand, it is withdrawn. Similarly, there is a divine bank. The analogy we are given, it is a divine bank which is invisible in your subconscious mind. Every action is recorded there. Every action is recorded, and it is recorded in a form that is unmanifested reaction. So reaction is not manifested, but it is going to manifest. So it is called unmanifested reaction. So unmanifested reaction is called Pap and Punya. So if it is a good reaction, then a good unmanifested reaction is called Punya, and bad reaction is called Papa. So this is residing in your bank, or you can say in your subconscious mind, as unmanifested reaction. It is going to manifest, but it has not been manifest. So it will get manifested only when you get appropriate circumstances, appropriate situation. They are waiting. That reaction is waiting for the appropriate situation to come, and then only it is going to get manifested. So fructification of that reaction is karma phal, and before getting that karma phal or getting the consequences, it remains as Pap and Punya in our divine bank. So every action we deposit in your divine bank as a Pap and Punya. In our ordinary bank, we put as a money. Money is a way of transaction. It is a item. It is a thing of transaction. Transaction is done by the money. Here, transactions are done by the Pap and Punya both. So there is a difference between the divine bank and ordinary bank. There only we put the money. Here we put both. We deposit Pap also, and we deposit Punya also. And at the correct time, you have to give the check. That is, the reaction will get fructified, and you will get the karma phal out of that. So before getting the reaction, the things which are in unmanifested form, invisible form, that is called Pap and Punya. So Pap and Punya is decided. When you take action, Pap and Punya is decided. Only thing, it is waiting for the manifestation or waiting for the fructification. And it will wait for the appropriate circumstances. Appropriate is the correct word. Appropriate according to your reaction. It should be appropriate to the reaction. So I think now I have defined what is Pap and Punya. It is unmanifested reaction, is a Pap and Punya. But generally what we think that Pap and Punya, they are rituals. We'll get Punya by rituals. That is what we think. Before that, I finish this slide. So what is the Punya? That means you get from the good karma, you get the Punya, and bad karma, evil karma, you get the Pap. That is very clear now. So when we say Pap, it is a evil karma. When we say Punya, it is a good karma. What is good and what is bad, we'll see afterwards. And all this karma will be in three forms: thoughts, words, and deeds, that you remember. So generally, people have a feeling about the Pap and Punya. If you worship the God, it is a Punya. If you do fasting, it is a Punya. If you don't do the fasting, it is a Pap. So Pap and Punya concept is generally misunderstood as a rituals. So whatever rituals we are making, it may be anything. I'm not describing the rituals. I think you all people know about the rituals. We all do it. We'll go here and there. We go to the temples. We go many places. And if you don't go, then you feel it is a Pap. So what Jivan Vidya says, or what law of karma says, that it is nothing to do with the ritual. It is nothing to do with the God. God is not going to interfere in the law of karma. Just like our ordinary laws, there you can interfere. A minister can come and interfere. Somebody highly placed person can interfere in your law. But in law of karma, nobody can interfere. Not even God can interfere. So it is purely based on your karma, and unmanifested karma reaction is called Pap and Punya. So even if you think that I am doing a good karma, you may feel that I am doing a good karma, but the reaction will be proper. What you think is not important. You may feel that I am doing a good karma, but whether that good or bad will decide by the law. Law of karma will decide. The infinite intelligence in our life force, in our life principle, in our subconscious mind, there is an infinite intelligence that will decide what is that will make the calculation, that infinite intelligence within us, that will make the cosmic calculation. That is what we call cosmic calculation, and that will make the consequences at the right time, at the right place, according to the your nature of your action. So I think I am very clear now. Pap and Punya is nothing to do with the rituals. Please note this. How much rituals you make. Some people, they worship for 2 hours in the morning, and then they go outside and deceive people. They harass people. They give ill treatment to the people. That is not going to help them. How many hours they worship is not at all important. How they act with the other people, how they act with, how they think, how they act, how they speak, that is very important than doing the worship. So worship is important. That is a good thing for you. If you want to keep your mind, peaceful mind and all those things, you can do that rituals. I am not against the rituals, but don't be under the impression that rituals will give you something. Rituals are not going to give. Spiritual law will give. Ritual in the spiritual. So ritual is different and spiritual is different. So spiritual law of karma will give the consequence, will give the results, and not the rituals. That please remember this, because this is a general understanding of the people. So you have to wait for the appropriate time. Don't be in a hurry that I have done so much good thing and nothing is happening to me and everything is bad happening to me. Everything is going in the wrong fashion. Don't worry. Whatever you are doing right now is a consequence of the choice you have made earlier. That you remember. Choice you have made earlier, and that is the consequence right now you are experiencing. So whatever situation, condition at the right now, don't blame. It is because of your choice earlier. Your earlier choice has made the consequence now. So now your action is to take a right choice now. So you have to be, you have got everything now in your hands. In this present moment, you have got everything in your hands. Afterwards, nothing in your hands. So whatever you are facing the situation today, don't get disappointed. This is because of your karma, your choices made earlier. So accept it and go ahead. Don't. So appropriate time and circumstances will come and decide by the cosmic calculation. Whatever you're good you're done today, you will get the results definitely. Don't worry about that. You don't worry about the results. You only worry about your karma. And when we say in Gita, karmanne vadika raste, mahaphaleshu kadachanam. In that, many people say that you should not think of consequences and only do the karma without expecting anything. Don't expect anything. That is not correct thing. The real meaning of karmanne vadika raste is you will do always the act for some expectation only. You can't do that. Even if you do charity, you want some punya for that. You are expecting the punya. You are expecting something out of that. May not be money, but you are expecting something. So without expectation, you cannot do any karma. That you remember. But don't get entangled with the expectation. That is what it means. You can have a goal in your life, no problem. You have to become a big doctor. You have to become a very successful doctor. No problem. You can make a goal. But don't get entangled. Don't get attached to the goals, attached to the karma. When it is divided, attachment is divided, your half the attachment with the karma and half the attachment with the results, then you will not be able to give proper justice to the karma and you will not get the proper results out of it. So karmanya vadika raste means what? You have got a right to choose. That is adhikar. That you got a right to choose, but you are not right to the expectation. Right to the result, you don't have right on the results, because results will come in any form. It will come in any way. It will come in any time. So you don't know how it is going to come. So don't worry about the results now. Keep the goal. You have to keep the goal in life, otherwise you will not be able to work. You have become a doctor, so you had some goal. That's why you have become doctor. So consequences, don't worry about the consequences. Do the job properly. So what is the present moment? You must be fully present in your karma. Choose wisely and do the karma properly. If your half the mind is on the results, then you will not be able to give justice to the karma. That is remember. So you have got right to do the karma. Do it with full efforts. Do with full mindfulness, and then you will get the result definitely. You don't have to expect at all. You don't have to worry about results. Results will come because law of karma will always act. So effects of pap and punya. So money can buy all the physical comforts in your life that I don't have to tell you. Everything you can buy by money, but you cannot buy happiness, content, and peace. That you cannot buy with the money. That everybody knows. I don't have to explain this. So punya provides these things. Remember, if you what money cannot buy, punya can buy. That you remember. So if you want happiness, it will not be by money. You will not get by money. Happiness will not come by money. So if you want harmony, then you need punya, remember. So just like a bird flies with two wings, we have to fly in the life, in the sky of life with two wings. That is, one is money and one is punya. Both are required. Money is required for your daily comforts, daily routine things. You need money. All necessities, comfort, everything you need money. But that money will not give the happiness. That everybody knows. I'm not going to go into detail about that. But punya will give you the happiness. So punya means if you do right choices at the right time, you will get happiness in life. So money can buy you beautiful home, luxury cars, exotic travels, comfort, luxuries, everything money can give you. But punya can give you good spouse, good partner in life, good friends, good kids, good work environment, successful career, good health, and money also you will get by punya. Because even if you try to get money, you need punya to get the money also. So punya is the basic thing. You remember, without punya you cannot do anything. If you have good punya, then you can get money also. You can be successful also. With punya, everything is possible. So money is different and harmony is different. If you want a balanced life and happy life, then you need to collect more and more punya in your life. And even Sadguru, you get it by punya only. If you want to go towards the highest level of meditation and go for the self-realization, so you get Sadguru also by punya only. So what is the important point is you have to collect more and more punya points. Merit points you have to collect more and more. More you have punya in your storage, in your bank, more you will enjoy your life. You understand? So you have to, but one more thing I have to make it clear here. As you are enjoying your life, as you are getting everything in life, good spouse, good children, they are educating, they are learning very well, all these things, happiness you are going to get at the cost of the punya only. So you have to spend the punya to get all the enjoyment. You understand what I'm saying? As you spend money to get something, and you go on spending the money, you will become bankrupt one day because you are not earning anything. So when you spend something, you have to earn something. That is definite. So when you are enjoying your life, today you are enjoying because of your past karma, then you are spending your punya because punya is getting fructified. That means you are spending that punya. So punya in the divine bank has been reduced. Remember. So don't worry about that reduction. You enjoy life. You enjoy. You become happy. You enjoy everything in life. No problem. But for every enjoyment, you are paying the punya for that. You don't forget that. So you have to replenish. That is the only thing we have to do. So you have to continuously replenish all these things, punya points. That means every moment you have to do right actions, good actions, benevolent actions. If you do right actions, you will collect the punya points more and more. So what are the punya points? How you can get the punya points? By satkarma, good karma at the thought, speech and the action level. So what is this satkarma? Let me tell you. One is gratitude. If you are grateful to when you express the gratitude, you are always doing a good karma. Then forgive and forget. When you forgive people and forget the enmity and all and wish well for them, it is a good karma. Accepting the circumstances as is and shape them wisely. This I will discuss in the next chapter. Divine name is divine thought. That is what Sadhguru says. So chanting of divine name is also good karma. And last but not the least, universal blessing or prayer, that what we are saying, it is a super positive affirmations only. So these affirmations or this universal prayer, when you go on chanting more and more, you are collecting more and more punya. And one more exercise is there that I'm going to take next time. That is how to witness your choice. So when you make a choice, every moment, you have to witness what you're doing. So that I'm going to take in the next session. So that is an exercise to how to be aware, how to be conscious, how to be cautious about every action at every moment. That is called present moment awareness. I'm going to discuss in the next session. So if you are aware of what you are doing, then you will consciously take the correct action. You will choose the correct action because you will know the consequences, and then only you will take the action. So present moment awareness. In fact, I will tell you what is meditation. Meditation is nothing but awareness. Remember, awareness at different levels is meditation. So you can go to the higher meditation, the awareness on divinity, awareness of the self. That is a higher meditation. But how awareness of every action is a day-to-day meditation. So you must be present and you must be conscious. You must be aware of every choice you are making. You should witness that. Whenever you make a choice, you should see it independently. You should not get entangled into that action. You must see it as a witness. That is called in spirituality. Witness word is very well used. You must be witness. That means you are independent of that activity in that circumstances. So you become independent, you witness, and then you decide. You be cautious, be aware of what you are doing, and take actions wisely. And then you can plan your life properly. Every action you are going to take, that action will be with proper, you will do consciously and with wisdom. So freedom has been given to you. Now you have to use the wisdom to go ahead in your life and enjoy your life. And for this satkarma, you require satsang. You must keep a good company, then only you will be able to. Now, next chapter I told you, next session I'm going to talk about this witnessing, how to be remain in present, what is Sanchit-Prarabdh-Kriyaman, what is destiny, and how you can build your own life, how you can be an architect of your own life. That I'm going to discuss with different examples. So thank you very much. Now I will keep the session for the question answers.
Yes, thank you very much, Dada, for wonderful explanation about the topic. I have few questions, and the first question is you told about intellectual and intelligence and wisdom. So, what is the difference between the two? I could not understand well, so I'm asking this question again.
Yeah. See, intellect has got two faculty. When I say intelligence is you are intelligent in one field. Now, for example, you are expert in orthopedics. You know everything about orthopedics. That's why you are supposed to be expert in orthopedics. But when you act or when you behave, you may not use the correct wisdom all the time. And that is what I call spiritual wisdom. Because as a educated person, you are wise enough. I don't say that you are not wise, but spiritual wisdom, that means when you know the spiritual principles and then you act, that is a wisdom you are using. In Sanskrit, it is called Vivek. Vivek. Vivek means what is good and what is wrong, that you must be able to properly see it. You must be able to differentiate between what is good and what is wrong, what is bad. That differentiation that person can do, that is Vivek, that is called Vivek, that is wisdom. So spiritual wisdom I'm talking, I'm not, you are all wise enough to know how to behave in the society, you are wise enough. But there are some spiritual principles When you know that, you will be more wise. You understand? So as I told you, when you make any choice, you're not doing consciously any choice. No? It is becoming conditional responses. So whenever you do anything, you do it is a conditional, habitual. I'll say it is a very easy word. It is habitual to respond in some way, but that may not be the correct way of responding. So correct way, you have to think, you have to use the wisdom, and correct will be known by you when you know the spiritual principle, when you know the law of karma properly. You know that when you sow the seed, then you will reap the fruit. Everybody knows about it. But whatever I explained in detail, how it can come, that is something different that you should know. That is spirituality. So spiritual wisdom will help you to decide what is good and what is wrong. And then you will take every action. That is what I say present moment. Present moment means that every moment you are cautious. Every moment you are aware. Every moment you are alert what you are doing. Right now you are doing as a conditional reflex, as a uh, habitual response you are giving for every activity. You don't think and do everything. You are doing as a habitual. So now we have to practice the present moment awareness. So every time what I do, is it good for me and good for others? That is the correct way. I'm going to discuss this next time. Yeah, how to decide what is good and what is bad. That I will tell you in the next session. I will just, because you asked me the question, I will just tell you in one sentence only. Whatever action is good for me and good for the society also, good for others, that is the correct answer. And that you can decide, that your heart will tell you exactly. But you must be in the moment, then only your heart will, because whatever heart says or subconscious mind talks, you don't listen because you are so much noise in your mind. Your head is full of noise. So you don't listen to your heart at all. But when you are present, then you listen to what your subconscious mind is telling you. And that is what is sadhana is. Remaining in present all the time, not only once in a while in the morning I sit for 10 minutes. That is also not possible. That is also difficult. But all the time remaining in moment and taking decisions, right decisions, which are good for you and good for the society. That is Vivek. That is called Vivek. That is called spiritual wisdom. So that I will explain you more with a map of life. What is Sanchit-Prarabdh-Kriyaman? What is interaction? How we can may not change completely, but we can dilute many things. Of course, you have to do many things also. It is not that easy. Just listen to the lecture and everything will change. It is not like this. You have to do the conscious efforts that we'll discuss in the next session.
Then
You got
another
the
question,
answer?
yeah, I got the answer. Yeah. Then another question is like in the list of good karmas, you did not mention about helping others. So where does it stand? You said that wish well for everyone, but it's not. It is the wishing. It's not the action. So
I will come to that now. In the next session, I will come to that only. What is good, what is bad, how to decide. Everything I will come to that.
right, yeah.
Here
So
I
with
made a basic foundation. What is Bhap
right.
Punya, what is Satkarma, what is I have made a foundation. On that basis, I will go on next session.
Right. Yeah. So basically, we can consider PAP and Punya as the loan which you have, or the fixed deposit which you have made it in a bank, and till it is matured, whatever is there is
You have to
called.
pay the debt. You have to pay the debt.
Okay. So with that, I hand over to Dr. Shilpa for summarizing the session and.
One question was there, na Shilpa.
Yes,
One question
yes.
was asked by
Dr. Tushar Agarwal. Yeah,
uh,
I'll take that question. However, I'll ask you all those questions which have come up today, because these are the same questions which are there in everybody's mind, because those were the questions that were there in my mind when I started learning Jivan Vidya. So some of the questions that have come up for today's talk are, what is exactly punya? Who decides what is a correct action and what is not a correct action? Okay, that is one question. Where does God figure in all this? Like, why do we pray to God then? If everything is decided by our actions, good or bad actions, then why are we praying to God? Where does God figure in all this? That is the second question. Do we truly have control over our actions? That is another question. Like, we are in the middle of a circumstance. The family I'm born in, the family I'm married into, the parents I'm born to, the children that are born to me, those all came to me, right? So do I really have control over my actions when all these circumstances have come to me? So that is the next question. And how do we know that I'm making the right choice? How do I develop that spiritual wisdom? These are some of the questions that have come up. And I assure you, all these questions will be answered in the next talk. And you're not alone in asking these questions, because for the past many years, ever since we were children and we were going to Jeevan Vidya classes, we were asking these questions. And I can assure you that, I can tell you that these questions have been answered to me and have been clarified in my medical reasoning mind. So I'm sure you will find answers to those questions in the subsequent talk. Before winding today's session, there was one important question from last time about wishing well for others. Bhala karchi sadhana. It is easy to do for some people. Like, there are some people in our life, we like them, they've done good things for us, and we are grateful to them. And therefore, wishing well for them from the bottom of our heart comes naturally. But there are some people who have done bad things to us. Like, it could be simple things like complex mother-daughter relationship, or it could be big things like somebody deceiving us at work, or somebody duping us for money, or doing something worse. It is very hard to wish well for a person like that. How and why should we do it? That is the question.
Very normal and interesting question, because it is becoming very difficult. With a very heavy heart, we have to say this well-wishing for the people we don't like. But one thing, I will give only two, I'll make two statements. One thing is, it is in your own interest you should do. First thing. Second thing, as I told you earlier, when he is behaving with you, that is because of your choices earlier. So don't try to blame. See what is happening now. We blame people for everything. That is going to come next, this thing. We try to blame others. We don't take the onus on us. Anything happens to us, we blame others. And if nobody else, then God. God is there to blame. So we always in a blaming mode. So we blame somebody, we complain about somebody. So all this misunderstanding happens. See, when the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, they are not behaving well with each other, then the small things, a small issue becomes big. And then you become, you hate your mother-in-law, or you hate your daughter-in-law. All this hatred comes from the small things only. You remember, small things become big always. So even friendship also, there is some misunderstanding that friendship breaks. They are so close friends. Why they break the friendship? Because of misunderstanding. So try to understand in your own interest, because more you're connected with each other, more your relations are good with each other, you will be happy in life. You can't be happy with fighting with everybody. Now, when you go to the office, if you are fighting with everybody, you hate everybody, you don't not talk to anybody, you are not going to enjoy the corporate life or any life, family life also. So it is in your own interest. It is very important that you well wish, because that is your interaction, you can say now. Whatever happened because of your action, this is reaction. The action reactions are going on. Because you did something, he is now reacting to that. So he reacts, then you act again. That way the misunderstanding is becoming bigger and bigger. So you have to stop somewhere. This is what I say. You stop somewhere, the action reaction, you have to stop and put some interaction now. You understand? Now that what is the interaction? Now you wish well about him. Start doing it. Sometime in the initial stages, you will feel very heavy. I understand it. It is difficult. But as you go on, as you understand, it is my interest only. My relations are going to go well now afterwards. I like that person. Initially, I like that person. Now I am not liking. So let us go to the original position. Let us enjoy the friendship with him. So once you know, that is what spiritual wisdom is. Knowing what is good for yours, that is the spiritual wisdom. So you know it is in your self-interest. Better to have good relation with him. Because what Sadhguru says, that you don't know who will come to your help anytime. You understand? Anybody will be useful in your life. So don't, you should have a good relation with everybody. That is going to help you in your life. That is a wisdom. So whoever you don't have good relation, try to do for him only better. That is better. And that is a sadhana. That is a mental exercise. If it is done easily, then it is not a mental exercise. Remaining in present moment is a wisdom, but it is not easy. So nothing is easy. You have to do it with practice. Orthopedic surgeon, they are operating easy. They have practiced all their life. That's what they can do. It is not that nothing is easy. You have to practice. And practice is a meditation. And this well-wishing is also a meditation, type of meditation. So when you wish well for others, you will get the response, because I told you it is connected. Subconscious mind is connected. So slowly you will get the response from him. Not in a day, but slowly within 3-4 months, you will see the things will patch up and you will become a good friends again. So that is going to give you more happiness than earlier. I'm telling you. After when you patch up and you come together, that is a big happiness, big joy, I can tell you. So if you want that joy, then you have to do this. So I think, have I answered you?
Tushar? Okay. Dada, Tushar has...
What Dr. Ganjawala asked me the question, that is the answer for everything, in fact. He has asked me, what is Vivek? What is wisdom? This is wisdom. Your self-interest. What is self-interest? You have to be happy. That is our interest. So if you want to be happy, then you have to do all these things. Then only you will be happy. Money will not make you happy. You may be a very big doctor, world-renowned doctor. Still, you may not be happy. So if you want to become happy, then spiritual wisdom is required. Nothing else. So I will go in depth next time, and I will...
Tushar is not able to speak, Dada, because of his
Okay.
a little medical condition.
Yeah.
But I'll be in touch with him on the chat. Now, just to come back to our original question from Dhiren sir, is we didn't speak about actually helping others or our actions, but no, actually we spoke about good actions at 3 levels: thoughts, words, and deeds. Okay. And all 3 actions are giving us reaction, is what Dada explained. However, remember, the crux of today's talk was the actions that we do at the level of our thoughts come back multiplied and magnified, which means all the actions of helping others. Like, we are fortunate to be in medicine in many ways. Through our everyday work, we are able to help people, through our actions. Okay, that is giving us good reactions. It gives us an income, it gives us a livelihood, but it also gives us punya automatically. However, the power lies in our thoughts, because from there the reactions are coming multiplied and magnified, and that is what we are supposed to identify. To make big money, you have to invest in mutual funds, because that is going to eventually
Thought is a start. Thought is a start for everything.
Yes.
When you help somebody, there is the first, you think of it, that I should help. Then only you go and help. Correct? So thought is the first thing. Unless you think, you are not going to do anything. So thought level also, sometimes you think but you don't act. That is also there. So all the 3 levels, you are doing the actions, and they are multiplied and magnified. So you have to be very careful. That is what is the final summary. You have to be careful about every action. How to be careful, how to make these actions good actions, we'll discuss in the next.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dada. Thank you, Dhiren sir. Thank you, Tushar, for all your questions. Thank you, Ashok sir. Thank you, Hetal, and thank you, Neeraj sir. And thank you, every single one of you in the audience, for being here and listening to this talk. Thank you, Dada, for the wonderful talk, and thank you to Sadhguru. So with this, I will take the universal prayer, and I will give it over to Ashok sir also to conclude. Let me say the universal prayer quickly. O God, bless all with health and wealth. Bless all with money and harmony. O God, bless all with peace and bliss. Bless all with wisdom and your devotion. Over to you, Ashok sir.
Yes,
Ashok sir, would you like to say something?
Dr. Dhiren, you are on mute. You have to unmute.
so with that, we end the today's session, and we meet next Saturday at 8:30 a.m. And whatever questions you have, we will take in the last session. And we may need to extend the session for the questions. So thank you once again, everyone, for attending this session. And we meet next Saturday morning also. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.